pray, do you get a response?
Oh, it's like he's physically in me.
Hi, we're back. This is Matt.
And this is Katie. This is Movies and Mischief with Matt and Katie. And right now we're going to talk to you about Saint Maud. I don't know any of the people in this film. I recognize the two main actresses in the film.
Only recognize the patient.
Yeah, I recognize the patient and the
Maud
nurse.
is a private care nurse who comes to take care of a lady who's got stage 4 lymphoma in her home. And that's pretty much all you can say about it.
Mm-hmm. All right, what'd you think?
I don't know what I just watched. I don't know what I just saw. Because there were times I was like, okay, this is one of those movies where they're not going to explain anything to you that has happened throughout. You don't know if she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You don't know if something happened to her in the past that she has completely changed into this very religious, ascetic, flagellant at one point person, but you don't know. There's some little visual hints about maybe some part of that, but they don't give you any information about anything you just saw. So I don't know how I felt about it. I mean, it kept me interested.
I think that was the point.
But I don't know.
I think that was the point of the movie. I really like this movie.
You think that's what the point of it is, that we don't know the nature of God.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be as, I don't know if ambiguous is the word I'm looking for.
It's pretty ambiguous.
Or as understandable. I don't know if that religion is. Religion, to someone like you and I who aren't very religious people, it's kind of a very odd, shadowy kind of thing. And growing up in the type of environment I grew up in, a very Southern Baptist kind of environment, I can see how someone like Maud would become just dive so deeply into this religion thing that she's into, that it just takes over her entire life to the point where she thinks she's seeing the thing she thinks she's seeing.
Yeah.
And I think that was the whole point of the film, to kind of bring to light just how ambiguous and confusing someone's faith can be.
Yeah, and then you have that final shot. There's a final
I loved it.
split second in the movie that you just go,
well, maybe it all was bullshit.
well,
you know?
it's a
or
really,
was it?
Yeah.
It's we'll have to talk about this off camera, because I think there's a couple different ways it could go, which is what I loved about the movie. It has one of those endings that is going to, I think, inspire discussion.
Yeah.
I have a couple friends on Facebook. I'm going to be tagging you specifically in this because I want to get your thoughts on this as well.
I mean, you're definitely seeing everything through her lens. You get moments where you see what's happening from someone else's point of view, but 96% of this movie is her perceptions of the way things are going, and that's what that final shot is about, I think.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Now, story aside, I thought that this was the only thing that really kind of bugged me was it's a very dark movie. And I don't mean dark as in the tone of the film. I mean lighting dark.
Yeah.
There's only one shot where there's virtually no light that I thought was really freaking beautiful, and that was the birthday party when she shuts the lights off just before she shuts them back on.
She's standing in the
on
the outskirts of life.
Yeah, but everything else, and I'm assuming that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Because even in the daylight, even the scenes that took place during the day were very poorly lit. So I wonder if that was on purpose as well. The other thing that I thought was very interesting that I didn't think about until the end is I barely heard any music score other than what the characters were listening to. You didn't really hear a score. Yeah.
I think that's intentional because I think the only thing she has in her head are her own thoughts and the voice of God that she, and what. Yeah, I didn't really have any problem with that. It wasn't like Seven where you couldn't see what was going on dark. It was just,
Yeah, I'll give you that.
There were some fairly graphic sexual scenes that I
really
just
find
felt
graphic.
like, well, not like, it wasn't like X-rated, but
it was typical
it was
film.
just, yeah, but it was,
R-rated movie.
it was more...
You gotta watch more R movies.
No, it was more Girl with the Dragon Tattoo when she and Michael, not her juvenile care person, but when she and Michael first got together, it was this almost frantic. It was just, I don't know. It just, for me, it just felt like, okay, I don't really need to see this. You can kind of. I felt like they could have.
And I didn't even think you really saw anything.
Well, no, you just see her butt. It's not what you see. You can have a sexually graphic scene and not see full frontal, penetration.
No, I get that.
But yeah, it was just, and maybe graphic is not the right word. It just felt gratuitous, kind of, and it felt like it felt really out of place to me.
I didn't get that. I felt that it was going exactly with the character, what she was building up to.
Yeah, she has a moment where she's losing faith and kind of goes.
I think it kind of fit.
Backslides, but for me, it just felt like.
I didn't find it gratuitous.
It was too much. I didn't need it.
The only other thing I'll say is that it does get a little gory in an artistic sense. It's not like...
Yeah, there's one sequence that I just was like,
yeah, she had her hand up. And it wasn't even that bad.
No, it wasn't.
But I can definitely see how it can cause some issues.
It's a body horror thing, which is always tough when it's very realistic.
There's a couple scenes that have some gore in it that I think some people might find disturbing, but for someone like me, it didn't. I thought it was neat. I was sitting there going, "Oh, I wonder how they did that. I want to watch the DVDs and see how they did that."
Yeah.
All right, so Saint Maud, I loved it. I thought this was a great movie. This may be one worthy of adding to my collection. I'm probably going to do a little bit of research on the web.
Yeah, this is going to be another one where
there's a lot of symbolism in it.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of deep dive afterwards to go, oh, here's a theory about, here's a theory. Yeah. Honey, here's an article I just
kind of like what we did with The Vigil or Us. So Saint Maud, it's currently streaming for free on Amazon Prime. I think it's a watch. It's another, well, I'm not going to say another home run. A24, the studio that distributed this one, they've been doing really good. The only one I've watched from them lately that I didn't get into is Midsommar, and there's a lot of people that disagree with me on that. They think it's a stroke of genius, but I'm just not with them. But anyways, it's streaming for free on Amazon Prime. I think it's definitely worth your time to watch.
Just don't go into it expecting a neat little tied up at the end.
No.
Oh, that's why this and that's what you're not going to get anything. Here's a bunch of things that happens. Yeah. You figure out what.
This is an art house horror kind of film.
Yeah.
Those are our thoughts. I really, really liked it. Katie enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I would definitely watch it again. So as always, please. Ring the bell, click like, subscribe, comment.
Let us know if there's anything else that you want us to take a look at. We are currently accepting suggestions. Yep.
Our Saturdays these days are spent.
We're old and boring.
All we do is watch movies. All right, guys. So we're going to let you go. Everybody have a good week, and we will see you next time.
Bye.